Hey friends, it's Stacy. I wanted to make a follow-up video on all things gluten. If you didn't catch my one from earlier this year, you can go back and watch it and hear why I ditched the gluten and my story with all of it. It's been 8 years now, and I just wanted to say thank you to those of you on YouTube who commented and shared your testimony, your aha moments, and your own journey underneath that video. So inspiring and brought tears to my eyes. My husband and I so enjoyed reading all of the comments because it truly is just such an important thing to be our own advocates for our health and wellness. No doctor is going to do it for us. And even though we have the kiddos and I set up for a naturopathic appointment here in a couple months, I'm gonna get the kiddos tested. We really try hard to keep gluten out of the house, but I've been letting it sneak back in. I'm so passionate about this issue, and I'm learning more and more all the time. So in this video, I wanna share with you our tried and true yummy gluten-free alternatives. I want to share with you some testimonies. One of them is from a very close friend who has a very drastic testimony on what gluten was doing to her body. And I also want to invite you to a 21-day health reset that Matt and I are doing later this month. We do it twice a year. It is such a phenomenal wellness journey for 3 weeks where you give up, the caffeine, the alcohol, you sleep more, but you also just put a ton of good things into your body during that time, and it is such a restoration period for us. That's why we love it, and that's why we're doing it twice a year. It's so great. So let me get right to it. If you deal with constipation, brain fog, headaches, migraines, inflammation in your joints, trouble sleeping, bloat, gas, you name it, gluten could be the issue. So when I read the book Grain Brain by Dr. Perlmutter, in fact, I will link his video down below that I just listened to this morning. It was a phone interview with amazing information. I became acutely aware of the destruction that gluten can have on our brains primarily, not to mention how we feel in our guts as well. So I'm gonna just kind of break down really quickly what I understand it to be. So gluten is a protein, and it can damage and compromise the lining of our intestinal wall. When this happens, other proteins can come in and access that area that they are not supposed to be in, meaning it's an autoimmune response. So you can develop even an autoimmune disease, under my understanding, from gluten, because it can throw off your thyroid, it can throw off a ton of different things when you're eating something like this that it's not working for your body at all. So another interesting thing about gluten is that, our brains don't have pain receptors necessarily. Yes, we can get headaches and migraines and the brain fog, but it's not like our guts, where when we eat something, our gut's gonna tell us, ooh, or we get the acid reflux, or we have different symptoms that are a little bit more exposed. But when you're having high quantity of sugar and carbs and grains that you don't need, it's going to affect our brains as well. So dementia and Alzheimer's, once you develop those neurological disorders, even like epilepsy and schizophrenia and different things like this, they've tested in the labs, and they've tested on people, it's too late. It's very hard to repair that. So me, being someone who damaged myself in my 20s, now I'm 42, I am doing everything I can do to set up healthy safeguard habits daily to not only teach my kiddos how to live a healthy lifestyle, but to also help repair the damage that I did and help prevent things from happening in the future. I want to age well. I want to age gracefully, and gluten is not part of that process for me personally. So here's 3 quick testimonies that I learned about when I was reading his book, and then one from my good friend. So there was a woman in her 80s who was coming with dementia. She was, her doctors were diagnosing her with this, and her 2 sons brought her in and to Dr. Perlmutter, and they were able to actually cut gluten out of her diet and reverse the symptoms that she was having. And that was a really remarkable story that he shares in his book. Another story that I thought was very interesting was a man in his late 50s. He and his wife came in and said, I'm having problems with erectile dysfunction and I just don't know what to do about it. So of course, his family doctor had put him on medication. Well, they took him off of gluten, and I'm not kidding you guys, within weeks, he was totally fine. And it was just such a great thing for their marriage. So that's interesting, right? That cutting out gluten just a few weeks could reverse something like that. A good friend of mine, okay, so she has, let me say it correctly, it's a thyroid autoimmune disease called Graves. And she also has psoriatic arthritis. So I'm saying that right. So she has inflammation in her skin, nails, and joints, meaning she had huge sores on her legs. Huge sores where she just had to wear pants all the time because it was so embarrassing. Her fingernails, you guys, were falling off. They were turning purplish gray and falling off. She couldn't get pedicures, manicures, none of that. Just so frustrated all the time. She tried giving up dairy. I think a lot of us think that dairy is the issue. It could be, but her doctor never recommended going off of gluten, so she finally decided to go off of it after struggling for well over, I think it was like a year and a half. And guess what? She finally got her pedicure, a pedicure after a year and a half of not being able to have one. Her fingernails are almost ready for a manicure. They are growing back, they are healthy, her skin is clearing up, all because of gluten, which is nuts. So that being said, it's like a big deal. So anywho, let me get into some of the products that we use. And I also want to say, I am an online health and fitness coach. I'm no expert. I don't teach fitness classes, but I connect people with the right fitness program and the really awesome nutritional programs that we have that allow them to have a healthy, balanced lifestyle. If I wouldn't have said yes to my job as an online cheerleader and coach that cheers other women on and helps them get attached to a plan that will change their life forever like it did mine, and maintain their weight and maintain all of that, I don't think I would have explored health in the way that I do now. So I also just wanted to say that, because if you've thought about, I am really passionate about health, I'm a fitness person, I love working out, or maybe you just want to be those things. That was me. I wanted to be those things, but I had no idea where to start. Message me, because I would love to give you information on what I do, because it's been an awesome source of income for our family, and it's been so good for my brain just to keep me engaged and to keep me focused. So I talk to people a lot and they'll say, I don't know how you went gluten-free. I love carbs, I love bread, I love all those things. I don't know how I could do it. Well, I will tell you, if you give it 3 to 6 weeks, that will be the amount of time that you will need to then cut it completely out and reintroduce it, and you will know quickly if it's bothering you. I promise you. So I wanted to say too, 2 supplements that I take a probiotic every day, and I also take L-glutamine, because this helps repair the intestinal wall lining, and this helps with the good bacteria that we need. So these are the 2 things I would highly recommend, but there are some awesome things, you guys. Okay, so let me just get through here. So I love tacos. The kiddos, and I don't really eat these much, but the kiddos love these. They are gluten-free. I keep them in the freezer, and then I can just pull it out, warm it up for a little bit, put a little avocado oil in the pan, warm it for them, and make their taco. I love this Siete brand, anything. They have chips, they have hard taco shells, they have soft taco shells. I love that brand. So it's called Siete, and it's a family-based brand. All right, these are from Costco, but you can get them at almost any health food store. They are hands down, I've heard this from a few people now, they're like, they're the best cracker I've ever had. I swear to you, they are. And they're made with almond flour, and you're not gonna be missing out. All these things I'm showing you, you will not feel like you're missing out one hot second. So this is Pamela's baking mix, okay? So you can make banana bread with this, pancakes, waffles, a lot of the recipe, like coffee cake, the recipes are on the back, and you can look on their website, and it's literally like anything, chocolate chip cookies, whatever you want to make, you can make with this. I make the waffles for the kiddos, and you beat the egg whites on the side, and then you add them into the batter. It's so good. It's like the best thing ever. So you can get that at a lot of local places and online. All right, Costco. Actually, my friend who has the Graves' disease, she was telling me that these pizza crusts are amazing. And absolutely they are. The kiddos even said that it's better than the Papa Murphy's gluten-free crust, and that's usually where we go and get pizza, the take and bake. But yes, you get 2 crusts, there's zucchini, they come with pizza sauce. I mean, they are just like the best thing in the world. Too good if you know what I mean. Trader Joe's, you guys, has a couple really cool things. We love these plantain chips. They don't have the best oil on them, so I don't highly recommend, but they're a good little like crunchy cracker. And I think these are new from Trader Joe's. I actually used them to blend in my food processor, and I put them in turkey meatballs last night. And the kids were like, dang, these are the best meatballs, Mom. So these are like a Norwegian flat, like a crisp bread, but the flavor is awesome because it's everything but the bagel flavoring on them, which if you use that seasoning from Trader Joe's, you know what I'm saying, it's good. Okay, so this is from Fred Meyer, Kroger. I used it last night for our spaghetti. I actually saw multiple gluten-free options, but I read the label, I checked for protein, carbs, all of that, and this one measured up to be the best one that I saw. All right, you can get this bread a lot of places. Look in the freezer section of most health food stores, but this is Costco. You can get 2 loaves for a really good price, and this is the bread that we use always for the kiddos. All right, now, Veggie Burgers. You guys, you have to be super careful because they put a lot of gluten in Veggie Burgers. I don't know why. Like, pretty much all of the Costco ones have gluten, but these are from Whole Foods and or the health food store that I have down the street. The best flavor. I love it with just like sriracha on top and avocado slices. Like, my mouth is watering. So try these. Hold on, let's see what else I got. Oh, I was gonna tell you too, this sweetener from multiple doctors I've heard is the best 1-for-1 white refined sugar ratio sweetener. So snag this at Costco next time you're there. It's monk fruit. The other thing Trader Joe's does have, the kiddos actually prefer this gluten-free rice pasta over the Annie's organic brand. So it's just fun. I don't let them have it a lot, but it's a good one. Another thing, when you're out to sushi, the soy sauce has wheat in it. So you have to be a little bit careful with the sauces. Always ask. Just say, do you know if this is gluten-free? Most restaurants nowadays will tell you yes or no, or they can ask in the kitchen. So we get the coconut aminos. This tastes amazing on broccoli with a little Himalayan pink salt. And then this is the tamari, which is the organic wheat-free soy sauce. So I think that's all I have to show you today. I do drink, all of us drink, it's a vegan chocolate superfood shake. It replaces 1 meal a day, or you can use it as a snack, depends on kind of how you make it and what you put in it. That is something that you can actually have on the 21-day reset as well. But more than anything, I just want to encourage you to try it. As you can see, there are a ton of options, and you will not, I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. It really is truly so good. So hit me up if you want to do the 21-day reset, or if you want to learn about health coaching. And I just would love to hear if you know of any other products that are gluten-free that you're obsessed with. And also if you have a little story to share with me about how your health has turned around, or maybe what you're experiencing. I'm always checking the comments, and I just appreciate you so much. So have a good day.